Hey folks, welcome. Here we discuss real stories by real people. Today we have the story of a man whose girlfriend turns out to be a psychopath. Let's see how it goes. Story 1. 4 years ago, I met this woman at a bar while I was bar hopping with some of my friends. Her and her group decided to come with us, and we ended up becoming friends. After about 2 years, we started dating, and she ingratiated herself into my friend group. Things were okay while we were dating, but there were a bunch of red flags that I just didn't notice until it was too late. For starters, she was constantly trying to separate me from the people I hung out with, even though she was supposed to be friends with them too. She never gave me any reason for why I couldn't be with them, just that whenever I did, she wanted us to just be the two of us. Anytime she messed up, she would downplay it or blame someone else for causing the problem, or causing her to be in the mental state she was in when she acted out. She would throw fits in public, almost started a bunch of fights that she expected me to finish, and would demean me for not sticking up for her. I honestly have no idea how I stood with her for so long. We ended things after a year when, after we got into another argument about her starting fights, she drove over to her ex-boyfriend's house and slept with him, only for her to come back and tell me I'm the one who caused it. By that point, I didn't even give a shit. I just wanted her out of my life. Well, she wasn't done with me yet. A couple of months after that, I found her waiting outside of my house, now visibly different. She told me she was pregnant and that the baby was mine. I told her that no way in hell it was. We had another screaming match and I told her to F off and stay away from my house. Fast forward 3 months. I had gotten into another relationship with a very nice woman. One day, she just abruptly tells me that it's over, that she can't believe I was such a monster and I should be ashamed of myself. I was totally blindsided. I asked for an explanation and find out that not only had my psycho ex still been claiming that her baby was mine, but also that I had raped her while she was passed out drunk to conceive it. She had personally messaged my new girlfriend and told her all these terrible, untrue things. I tried to present my side, but she wouldn't have it and left me. I guess this crazy chick wasn't done trying to F things up for me. I got into contact with her through messages and not voice recording, thank God, and demanded to know what was going on. She told me that it was all my fault, that I was trying to ruin her life, and that I could start making amends by paying child support and taking care of the baby. F that. I take the messages and immediately go to the police station and describe what was going on. The cops were skeptical at first, which I think was my fault at first because I was so heated, but they started to believe me after a while when I showed them the messages and explained our history. It turns out that this woman had numerous complaints against her already that they had dealt with before. I guess the cops knew her because one of them nodded when I said her name. Update. If there are any life lessons to be found in my story, here they are. Always keep receipts and make friends with a lawyer. So I had retained my friend who's a very good lawyer while she tried to represent herself. Our case went to court and we requested a paternity test as part of it. The test came back negative for me as the father, so point 1 for me. I showed the messages in court. She tried to claim they were fake since she did not have them on her phone. We got the phone records and found that she had in fact sent the messages but had deleted them, obviously. Point 2 for me. As part of getting the phone records, we found that she had been messaging a ton of people about me. However, she had been changing parts of the message as time went on to make it sound more sinister. First it was, I took advantage of her while she was passed out drunk. Then it was while she was awake but too drunk to resist. And finally, it was that I had just beaten her to get my way. The fact that she changed her story a bunch and was basically messaging everyone who knew me went so far in my favor that we won the case. We're in talks for restitution right now, but I'm just so glad that my life hasn't been ended by one psycho bish. I'm glad you're finally able to get rid of your ex, OP. She's toxic. From her cheating on you with her ex and saying it's your fault, to her getting pregnant and telling everyone that would listen that it's your baby. Your girlfriend should have spoken out to you about what your ex told her about you, instead of her packing and going, but regardless, your ex spent a lot of her time ruining your image. I'm glad you sued her and you won. I hope you get luckier with love next time you go back into the dating world. Story 2. I, 29 male, caught my wife, 28, cheating on me with a police officer by placing a recorder in our room. We'll be married 10 years this December and we have 2 boys. I seriously don't know what to do. My mind is everywhere and I can't eat, I can't sleep. I've lost 10 pounds in 1 week. I know I have to make better decisions about my well-being for my kids at least, but it's just too hard to care about anything else. I can't say that it hit me out of nowhere since we've been going through rough times and I suspected something had been going on. That's why I placed that recorder in our room. I just knew something was wrong. I can't say I was an angel in our relationship either. I've cheated on her in the past while we were married, and I told her immediately when it happened, and she forgave me. Time goes on, we heal, we move on. We got married at a young age, if that has anything to do with it. She admitted she cheated on me with this guy at least 5 times. I asked her why, and she said it was something she did as a stress reliever from all the stress she had been having. The thing that shocked me was because even though we were in a tough place, I couldn't imagine she would be able to do that. Call me a jackass or just plain stupid, but I'm willing to forgive her. My thoughts are, we have 2 kids that love us so much, and my oldest always is making sure we, the family, are together. I can't imagine us not all being together. I know what she did is the worst thing that could ever happen, but I'm willing to forgive. The problems I face is that she's doubting this whole marriage now. She wants to separate and eventually get divorced, I'm pretty sure of that. Again, me being a dumbass or stupid, I don't want that. This whole week has been the worst week in my life and I'm dying slowly inside. I need to be strong for my kids and myself, but what the F do I do? I want to be angry and mad and yell, but I just can't bring myself to hate her. Sometimes I think if I did feel hate, then it would be easier to just be able to divorce now. But I still love her with all my heart and soul. How can I move forward and be strong when there's no light at the end of the tunnel? I hate the term, time will heal all, because I don't want to wait. I want to know now what will happen. My sick stomach is overwhelming as I type this. OP, you need to have a frank conversation with your wife about whether she wants to end the marriage or try to heal. You say you're pretty sure, but you can't be until you've really hashed it out with her. You seem really upset by this, and that's really understandable. But try to also remember that this is what your wife felt when you cheated as well. Have a talk. Get couples therapy if she wants to work on it. Good luck. Now for some comments. Your marriage is over. Sounds like it has been for a while. You cheating on her, she cheated on you. Neither of you are truly happy, it seems. So, stop trying to fix it. Start trying to fix you. Be a good father and start dating again in a year's time. There's no magic fix for this. You just need to keep living and stay productive. How were things different when you cheated, and what steps did you take to fix the relationship after that? How long ago was it? There's a possibility that she never recovered and there's more work that needs to be done. One of the differences you noted is that you confessed and she got caught. Another is that you don't feel like she wants to put in the effort to fix the relationship. Did you put an effort to salvage and renew the marriage when you cheated? Maybe she feels that you aren't owed the effort. Whatever it is, you need to find out the root of your marriage problems. In this case, it seems clear both of you blamed the other a little for seeking out outside lovers. Best of luck for your family. I find it interesting that you mentioned, I know what she did is the worst thing that could ever happen, but I'm willing to forgive, when you admitted to doing the exact same thing previous in the marriage. You two have a seriously messed up relationship history, and I'm going to take a stab in the dark here and say that your past indiscretions probably have had direct correlations to her present actions. Time does go on, as you mentioned, but healing? That's a bit more complicated. Did you ever consult a professional about this, both personally and as a couple? You both have some serious issues, and now your children are going to be the ones that are going to suffer your bad choices. Please do the best possible thing you can for the sake of them. It sounds like your eldest is already getting the something is off vibes. Story 3. I, 31 male, was at my mom's side as she passed a few days ago and have been shattered since. She won't be there at home when I go visit anymore, she won't come visit, and she won't get to keep being a grandma. I thought I could depend on my wife, 33, to be there for me emotionally. I thought she would hold me as I cried and that I could be safe with her and just let go. Yesterday, I was home and was looking through a bunch of stuff in the house when I found some pretty damning evidence of cheating that my wife thought she had hidden. I confronted her with it and she denied and finally admitted to having been sleeping around and also in a long-term affair. She says she wants to make it work, that I'm her long-term and her everything and we're supposed to grow old together. I don't even know how I feel at this point. I just feel completely dead, like I can't think anymore. We have kids too, and I don't want them to grow up in a broken household like I did. I don't really know why I'm posting, but I haven't told anyone anything yet. No friends or family. If we work it out, I don't want them to know what my wife did and judge her for it. But I need to tell someone, and I guess it's Reddit. Update. Thank you all for your advice. I've done a few things. I went to get an STD panel, which will take a few days to get back. I set up a DNA paternity test for each kid to find out the truth. I also asked my wife to leave for a while, and she's going out of town for the next couple weeks. I'm taking the advice given, and I'm gonna grieve for a while, then I'll start thinking about what the future should hold. No matter what, it will hold forgiveness, but I need to figure out if that is together or separated. Also, I've been crying a lot, so yeah. One of the commenters mentioned zombie mode, and that describes me perfectly right now. But thank you all so much for your support. Just feeling like there's someone in my corner means a lot. Now for some comments. I'm so sorry for your loss. Now's the time to take care of yourself and your kids. Take your time. You're still grieving the loss of your mother, and this on top of that is a lot to deal with. Go to therapy and talk it all out with someone you can trust. Once you've had some time to process everything, then you'll be better able to make a decision one way or the other. This is something that should be decided with a clear mind. Jesus effing Christ. I'm sorry about what's been going on, but don't you dare try to work it out with your wife if she's been sleeping around and having a long-term affair. Seriously? No, 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 don't do it. Your household will be 1,000 times more broken because you stay with your cheating wife than if you divorce. I don't know what else to tell you since you say you have no friends or family. I guess I would suggest therapy to help deal with everything that's going on. Take time for yourself to grieve. Good luck. Don't feel bad about your kids growing up in a broken household, brother. Broken household is a relative term. My parents have hated each other ever since I was about 8 or 9 years old. They decided my sister and I shouldn't grow up in a broken household and stayed together for the kids. As a kid, you want to see your parents happy. Before I moved out, I spent 10 years living in hostility, walking on eggshells. Bouts of vicious fighting, alcoholism, and witnessing my parents' infidelity. The least my parents could have done is split, because I would have had 2 happy homes instead of 1 duct-taped, broken household. I wish you the best. You can and will do better.